Hello, in this video I'm going to model the passenger base of the Automobox car, the 2016 version. In this video we are going to make sure that we understand that the radius here is the fillet 0.05 inches for these four parts that are in the picture. We have a depth extrusion of 0.31. We have a slight depth here, and I'll show you how to do that extrusion towards the end of the video. We also need to do some subtraction to figure out the lengths of these sides of the trapezoid. The top is going to be 0.79 minus 0.25, which is 0.54. The bottom is going to be 0.85 minus 0.19, so that distance is 0.66 inches. Also says the shell thickness is 0.01 inches. All right, so let's do it. Here's the finished model. Want to make sure that we're in inches, and we're going to start a new sketch. I'm going to draw the rectangle. It's easier here because of the way I'm going to model this, and there's multiple ways to do this, but to do a center rectangle, and those dimensions are, there we go, 1.59. We're going to tab over, and the width is 1.98. And then we're going to finish sketch, and we are going to extrude. The extrude thickness, like we already talked about, that's on the isometric view, is 0.31 inches. Now we have the start of our figure. And you can go back if you wanted to. You could work off of the same sketch that you just did for all of those four trapezoids with the rectangle over top of on each of those trapezoids. You can go back and double click on this, or you can start a new sketch. The thing that you're going to want to do if you start a new sketch, because we're dimensioning to these edges, you're going to want to go to create and go to project and project the sides of the rectangle that we are sketching on. And then when you're done with that, the window box, you want to click OK so that it does that for you. Now we're going to draw one of those trapezoids, and I'm going to mirror it to make the other one on the right side. So I'm going to start in the bottom left hand corner. Then I'm actually going to make a copy of these two and shift it upwards, and I'll show you how to do that. So we're going to draw a line. This line is going to be 0.54 inches. And we're going to draw another line, and the line down at the bottom of the trapezoid is going to be 0.66 inches. Now these are not in the correct location. We're not going to connect the dots yet to make a trapezoid. What we need to do is we need to use dimension, and remember the button is in create. It's the very last option, sketch dimension, or you can just click D on the keyboard. We want to make sure that this is 0.25 inches from that left edge. We want this to be a distance of, so it's going to be an overall height of 0.71 inches from the other line. Now I did that by doing 0.77 minus 0.06 is 0.71. And now we can, I'm going to escape, and I'm going to move this upward. There we go, a little bit, because we want to be 0.06 away from the bottom edge. So we want this distance to be 0.06 specifically, and we want this distance away from the edge, if it'll allow me to do that. I think it's actually locked into place now. So this should be specifically locked into place. So now we can do the sides here, one there, and we can click right click OK, and it should be good to go. We can double check that dimension here and make sure that it is correctly 0.19, and it is. Next up, in the next video, I'm going to show you how to do the rest of those. We can also draw the rectangle on here, which we'll do next.